Secretary Domingo.
Hello, good morning. Okay. First slide. Hello. First slide, please. Hello, hello. Can you put on the first slide? Yeah. Gagawin natin kaaya-aya sa negosyante ang ating bansa. We will cut red tape dramatically and implement stable economic policies. We will level the playing field for investors and make government an enabler, not a hindrance to business. That's what the President said in his inaugural speech on June 30. When we took office, the marching order given by the President to each cabinet member was to determine the real state of the department. My assessment of the environment can be summed up into two observations. We need to improve our competitiveness, and we need to make the investment environment more predictable. Addressing these needs are going to be DTI's priorities in the next 6 years. My presentation today will therefore focus on DTI's strategies and programs in support of the President's agenda in improving the Philippines' investment climate. I'd like to show you a chart of our competitiveness rankings, just to show you what has happened in the past and where we are currently. There are 3 surveys shown on the slide. One is the WEF, Global Competitiveness Index, wherein we ranked 87 out of 133. In the IMD World Competitiveness ranking, we ranked 39 out of 58. So the IMD showed an improvement. The World Economic Forum showed a decline. The last survey, Doing Business survey, we ranked 144 out of a total of 183. So, not a very good picture overall. I guess the rest of the world sees the Philippine business environment as not very competitive. We have some strengths, but I guess we have a lot more weaknesses. And that's really what we need to address going forward. I'd like to, on the next page, I'd just like to describe to you the business environment that we currently face. I'd really like to make a distinction between PEZA zones, economic zones, and non-PEZA zones. Because I think the competitiveness surveys really address more the non-PEZA zones. Because in PEZA zones, we do have a globally competitive environment. The infrastructure is near world-class, and the ease of doing business is quite good in the PEZA zones. For those of you who are here who are from PEZA zones, if you ask them, if you ask the people who operate in PEZA zones, they'll tell you that they're very happy with the way the PEZA zones are being operated. It's very easy to do. And the best testament to that is not really what I'm saying here. It's really, the proof is really in the businesses that exist in the PEZA zones. The electronics industry, for the longest time, okay, has been a leading industry of the Philippines. We export products to the world. In fact, close to 40 billion worth of products is being exported out of the PEZA zones. Also, in the last 10 years, you've seen great success in the BPO call center industry. And that success, again, a lot of it is due to the environment that we have provided through the PEZA ecozones. By allowing PEZA ecozones to be to go into parts of buildings rather than entire structures or 25-hectare lands. And these two industries, okay, the electronics and the BPO call center, provide direct employment, right? Today, it's about 1 million jobs. Now, in the non-PESA zones, we have to address that really so that we can have a complete offering. Because right now, the non-PESA zones, it's sometimes quite cumbersome to do business outside the PESA zones. Because as you know, we have a lack of needed infrastructure, which we will address hopefully through the PPP programs. And dealing with the LGUs is oftentimes quite difficult because they have different and non-standard requirements and procedures. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, on how we address that. We know that the cumbersome regulatory system is costly to doing business. We intend to be of better service to businessmen. We are focused on reform to create an even better business environment. We will therefore amplify our efforts to simplify and streamline the regulatory system to significantly reduce its burden on the conduct of your business. We have identified key areas, okay? One area is starting a business, and second is dealing with permits. I'd just like to discuss a few things that, that we will address. One is the Philippine Business Registry. I'd just like to spend 1 minute on this thing. It is a web-based IT system that will eventually allow the online filing of application for business registration, business permits and licenses, and business dissolution using a single data entry facility with links to the systems of national government agencies and LGUs. The connectivity with the following have been